Hey, what's up, BookTube? Mia coming at you again with another book review. It is An American Marriage by Tayari Jones. I like this cover, it's very pretty. This book is part of Oprah Winfrey book club thing, so I felt super sophisticated while reading this book because I'm like, yeah, Oprah recommended it, so it must be good. Just a disclaimer, as I do in all my videos, this review does contain spoilers, so if you haven't read the book and you don't want to be spoiled, go back, read it, come back, and then we can discuss. Alright, jump right into it. This book follows the point of view of three main characters, Roy, Andre, and Celeste. Roy and Celeste are married, and Roy is sent off to prison for a crime that he did not commit, only to get out early and find that his wife has ended up with Andre, the best friend of both of these guys. I gotta say, I gave this book like 3 stars, like a 3.5 stars. It was good, but I think it has so much potential to be better. I didn't like the fact that they followed all 3 people's point of views. I was really only focused on Roy. He actually had the most input into the book for me, as opposed to the other 2 that felt more like side characters than main characters to me. So in this review, I'm just going to break it down from characters and how everything just kind of like grouped in together. So we'll start off with Roy. Roy was like this cocky, arrogant guy who felt like he was entitled to a whole lot of stuff because he worked hard to get to where he was. And him and Celeste's marriage was more like a marriage of like, look at us, we're successful black folk and we live in Atlanta, and you know, everybody is not, you know, groomed to be like how we are, because he's like very prominent in his job. He's like climbing up the corporate ladder. She already comes from like a prominent family and she trying to start her own business, so you know, like they're up there in ranks already. And Andre is the best friend of Celeste. They pretty much grew up together, and he's pretty well to do off also. Roy and Celeste's marriage are really on the rocks, but it's not like everybody knows on the rocks kind of thing. It's just like kind of like personal stuff that they deal with themselves. So they, in order for them to try to like hash out their problems, they go to this like hotel to try to like rekindle the magic, and Roy is arrested because a woman accused him of raping her, which he did not. He was actually in his hotel room when it happened, but it was, I'm guessing, it was like a white woman and said it was a black guy, and she just happened to pass him in the hallway and she fingered him as her rapist. So he was sentenced to 12 years in jail. He gets out in 5. He wants to rekindle, like I said, everything that he had to get with Celeste, because he hasn't heard from her in like the last 2 years. She was like writing letters and visiting him, and then like 2 years ago it just completely stopped. And he kind of figured that maybe she was like moving on, but she never physically divorced him. So he always kept that hope alive that, you know, he was going to be able to return home to his wife. Both Celeste and Andre was just very flat characters to me. It was like, first of all, I don't even understand how they linked up together. I understand that they grew up together, they're like best friends, but the simple fact of how the love sparked between them. And I understand that if her husband was in prison and she's lonely, I can understand a couple of slip-ups, but I really wish the book would have went more into detail about how them two got together in the first place, and like why now. They had countless times before, but you know, why now? On the flip side, I would have loved to see more of Roy's experience while he was in prison, because like the whole time when he was in prison, the book was written in like kind of like letter form of him and Celeste writing letters back and forth to each other. And when he got out and he's like talking with his father, he mentioned some of the stuff that he went through while he was there, but I wish we could have like experienced it while it was happening. I think that would have even made an even better character. This book's pacing was slow at times. I mean, like, it's not really like a lot of action, but it was just like really, it just felt like really slow to me. And like I said, there was just so much room for her to, you know, add in some extra stuff in it or really make it like, damn, she really hurt this guy and he was just a wreck in prison. And you know, Andre wanting to be, you know, the best friend, but got too close, and he feels sorry for what he did, but on the flip side, he's like, but sorry, not sorry. So it was really like kind of, I don't know. I never had a husband who's been sent away to prison, so maybe that is how it really goes down. But I just didn't get the connection. Then the whole awkwardness of when Roy went to Celeste's house and he's pretty much begging her to choose him, and you know, Dre is kind of like caught in the middle, a fight breaks out, and it was just, I don't know, to me it was just a little all over the place. And then after all that was said and done, Celeste chose to go back to her husband and try to start over, but deep in his heart he knows that her heart is not in it, so he lets her go. And then like the very ending is them two writing, I guess, one final letter to each other, because he winds up being with some girl he knew in high school, and they get married, and she of course ends up with Andre, and she writes to him that they're not getting married yet, but they are having a baby together, which was like the one thing Roy wanted in his family. He wanted Celeste to have a baby so bad, but she just kept saying she wasn't ready, and you know, she didn't want children at the time. So I thought it was very weird. I mean, it was a good book, but it was weird. I didn't get it. Maybe it was just a little bit too deep for my liking, I don't know. But yeah, definitely right in the middle, like 3.5, like I said. So I'm gonna end it up there. I'm gonna end this, I'm gonna wrap it up, because I don't think I have anything else I wanted to say. So you guys, for those who stuck around, thanks for watching, and I will catch you guys in the next video.